everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Living and Loving with yours truly, country music singer, songwriter, recording artist, Monique McCall. And today I have a crazy great episode for you. You may have seen them on Fox News, CBS, ABC, The Today Show, and so many more. Their mission is spreading happiness, and that is just what they are doing. A dynamic father and son duo, two top diehard entrepreneurs owning the largest sock store in the world. Let's welcome today with us from John's Crazy Socks, John Lee Cronin, who has coined himself as the CHO, which stands for the Chief Happiness Officer and co-founder, and his father, Mark X. Cronin, who has also titled himself as John's dad and co-founder. How in the crazy world are you both doing today?
Thank you, Monique. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me over here.
That's a great intro. Love the music.
I love that.
Boy, you said a lot about us, huh?
Yes.
A dynamic duo, right?
Yes.
I get to be Batman?
Yeah, I can be Woman.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot to say about the both of you. You have done so much in the world of socks and in the world of spreading happiness. And I'm so happy to have you here today with me because our messages are quite synonymous. I'm sharing the message of living and loving. You're sharing the message of spreading happiness. And the way in which you got to it is so unlikely. Can you share with us how you got here?
Sure. You want to tell them our story?
Sure.
Right. It's well, so you go back to the fall of 2016. And our story starts in a small log cabin in the woods.
No.
It starts here on suburban Long Island outside New York City. And where were you?
I was at Huntington High School. Going to be my last year of school.
So if you have a disability in the U.S., you can stay in the school system until you graduate or turn 21. John had entered his last year, and they were going to say, get out. We've had enough.
Right.
And so you were trying to figure out what comes next.
I look in job program and school. I can't find a great object to like.
He didn't say anything he liked. Couldn't find meaningful work. And unfortunately, Monique, this is too common a story. There's not enough opportunities with people with different abilities. But John here?
I am a entrepreneur.
You're a natural entrepreneur.
Yes,
you didn't see the job you wanted. What did you say?
I want to create one. I want to make one. And I told my dad I want to go bench with him. A nice father and son banded together.
Well, and you've created something brilliant. And from what I understand, you, as a classic brilliant entrepreneur, you came up with a checklist of all the options and all the possibilities for you. Right? Not all the impossibilities, but all the possibilities. And your first possibility was you wanted to open a fun store.
Right.
Done her homework. John, he comes and says, Dad, let's go into business. Like, okay, well, what type of business? And for a long while, you just walked around saying, we should open a fun store.
I'm saying that I'm going to pay good looks.
You could pay with your good looks. Don't know how we pay the rent with that.
Well, looks will get you through the door, but...
And I kept asking him, well, what do you sell in a fun store? And he said, I don't know. It's a fun store.
I haven't got to buy my groceries. I'm going to pay good looks.
But then you had another idea. What was that one?
In a food truck, I got an idea from the movie called Chef, John Favreau. Do you see that, Monique?
Yes.
It's a neat movie. It's about a father and son buying a food truck.
So this seemed like a fun idea, right? And what could we make? Where would we put it?
Right.
but we ran into a problem.
We can't cook.
Yeah, we can't.
You can't what?
We can't.
We can't cook.
You can't cook? You can't cook anything?
Well, we can a little, but it wasn't going to be a food truck. But then, right before the U.S. Thanksgiving, back in fall of 2016,
Yes,
John had his eureka moment.
I did. I went to Crazy Socks. Wild Socks is fun. It's colorful. It's creative. It's always let me be me. I worn Crazy Socks my whole life.
We used to drive around looking for these socks. So this is what we figured, Monique.
Yes.
If John loved them that much, surely other people would too.
And they do. And I love your Crazy Socks now. I'm a huge advocate. And I could not help myself but get a couple pairs recently. And I'm going to show you those maybe a little bit later. I'm going to save that for a little later. But I did want to talk to you about your 5 pillars that you base your company on, because they're brilliant, they're strong, they're applicable not only in business, but in life in general. And I'm going to play a little game with you. And
Awesome.
because I'm getting older, I'm significantly older than you, John, I'm sure of it. And
Yeah.
I want to see how good my memory is. So I tried to memorize these. Now you tell me if I have them wrong, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So number 1 pillar, hope and inspiration.
There we go.
Let's go.
2, giving back.
That's right.
Number 3, fun products that everyone will love.
There we go.
That's right.
Okay. Number 4, making it personal.
Yep.
That's right.
And number 5, making a great place for everyone to work.
There you go.
Right.
We're going to bring you on the road with us.
All right, sign me up. I'm ready to go. I'm always up for a good tour.
All right. I won't pack it when I go.
It's, Monique, I've found that any organization, nonprofit, for-profit, school, you have to know what your purpose is. You got to know what you're about. You're all about living and loving. And that gives you your North Star. And then you have to have your values. You got to have your pillars around which you're going to build that. And those become the criteria for everything you do.
Definitely. And these are life pillars. And the one, I mean, I love them all. It would be so hard to choose which one, you really attach to, because one just plays off of the other, right? So I just love John. John, are we keeping you up today? What's going on?
I'm so sorry.
Just getting some fresh air in. He's been running around all day.
I run around.
You're working hard. I heard that you're the boss. Are you the boss, or is your dad the boss?
Well, I am the boss of my dad.
So
you're the boss of your dad. Okay.
one time, Monique, here's where John made clear this. Back in 2019, that was a tough year for us, and we were in some difficult financial situations, and we were listening to a whole lot of investors. We had to kiss a lot of toads.
Yes.
And we had one guy in the building, and after meeting with him for a little while, it was like, we want him out of here. He was not a good guy. But John had promised him a tour. So John's giving him a tour, and I intervened to try to speed that up. John was just glaring at me. And when the guy left, John took me back to the office that we shared, and he pointed at a sign on the wall that said John's Crazy Socks. He says, "Whose name is that?" And then he pointed at something else. "Whose name is that?" And I said, "Your name." He said, "Don't forget it. Don't ever interrupt my tours."
That's right. You tell your dad, say, "That is my likeness we're using." And on top of it, John, you got all the looks. So
Oh yeah.
Right. He when we were getting started, he came up with the name, and I'm trying to suggest things like Mark's Murray Socks, Mark's Serious Socks.
No, absolutely not.
It's a brilliant name, especially in the crazy world we live in. Crazy socks for the crazy world, right? You never know what's going to happen, what's next. And so getting back to the 5 pillars quickly,
Yes.
actually the 2 that I really, really love, not that I'm not attached to all of them, is the first one is giving back. You have given back so much to so many organizations. I mean, it is an incredible amount of love and an incredible amount of resources. And we thank you for your give back. I know you are at somewhere around to this date between giving back 5% to Special Olympics and other organizations, 624,000. Am I close?
That's the last report we published was 624,000.
Yes.
It's well, right. We start with we're spreading happiness. And what do you say are the keys to happiness?
I only matter is gratitude and do for others.
Gratitude and do for others. So we're so fortunate to get to do what we do that we want to use that, and you want to give back. It's not enough to just sell stuff. You got to give back. So we do that. We created a whole line of awareness products that raise awareness and celebrate causes and raise money for those causes. And it's baked into everything we do. So it becomes part of the shared experience with our customers. They know when they buy from us that they're supporting the Special Olympics and the National Down Syndrome Society and the Autism Society of America and other groups. And I know, Monique, that you and your husband love the Special Olympics.
Yes, we do. And I know that John loves the Special Olympics.
Well, here's a very cool thing. John has donated over $130,000 to the Special Olympics.
Wow, thank you.
Athlete, right? Plus, you do the polar plunge.
I do plunge.
And I heard another rumor about you, John, recently.
Yes.
Were you an alternate and then you made the team?
I was.
Yes, the state for the state games, he was an alternate, and they were starting on Friday, and on Tuesday you heard from the coach.
Yeah, I heard from Tuesday.
There was a seat on the bus.
Oh yeah.
How did that make you feel? What was that like to get that call?
I feel really happy, and I'm very excited, and with our better picks, and make me more special. I'm more special. How success a Special Olympics do. I am very fortunate. I did it my entire my life.
You like it, huh? I love it. You go up and compete hard?
Yeah, compete real hard.
At least, and in New York, what they do, Monique, is when they have the state game Friday night, they have the opening ceremonies.
Yes, Friday night they have opening ceremony, and Saturday they have competition during the day, and then I end up on a Saturday night. They're hosting a closing ceremony, and they have victory dance.
A dance party.
I know.
You never missed that dance party, huh?
Never.
And I heard you're the man with the moves.
Yes, I really got moves.
You got all the moves. What's your best move, John?
The best move is follow the beats. Follow the beat. I like do the like hip hop. I like countries stuff.
Thank goodness you said that.
Well,
I do style.
John's name, right, has musical roots. Named in part after John Lee Hooker, the old blues player.
Okay.
The Man in Black.
And then Man in Black, and also
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. That's my boy. I love Johnny Cash.
I really cool Monique, Johnny Hooker, and named after my name, and I named after my name and Johnny.
You're named after him. He wasn't named after you.
No, I like it the other way around.
Beautiful.
So the other pillar that, really just touches my heart is the making it personal.
Yes.
When you make things personal, you make a sincere difference. And that really touched my heart when I ordered my socks. And, I travel all over, but I did have to bring this with me because I was just incredibly amazed by the personal note that you sent me, because I know how much time it takes to write each one of these. How many of these have you handwritten, John, over the years?
I ran in 1,000 times, and I could be down in the basement running all the other
Okay.
And
So, Monique,
from
to be fair,
Yes.
John writes a lot of handwritten notes, but now we make copies of them.
Okay.
But you're right. Every package gets
yes.
a thank you note from John, candy, and on the packing slip, you'll see a sticker with the name and the person who packed your order.
I know. I remember getting that. And there was a picture. You call them sock wranglers.
Right?
Yes.
Right? That we do our own fulfillment. We run a pick and pack warehouse, and we call our pickers sock wranglers. But we don't want to just chase transactions.
Right.
We're looking to build a community. We're looking to build relationships. And that's what we mean by making it personal. And then that becomes manifest in everything we do. So that's why you get the thank you note and the candy. If you call our office, you're not going to get voice jail. You're going to talk to an actual person. There's no scripts.
I love that.
It's going to be a human conversation, and everybody's on board. So here's an example. One day, one of our happiness packers comes and says, we sell socks for diabetics. And so we're sending these socks to diabetics, and we're sending them candy. What's wrong with that picture? And so now we have a supply of sugar-free candy that if you socks for a diabetic, we send you sugar-free candy. If we get an order from a military base, we have a different package that goes to the military base to thank you for your service. It's just, it's paying attention. Or, the very first day we opened, it was just the two of us. How did we do some of those first deliveries? What did we do?
Our home deliveries, we get red boxes, put it in the box. I put my personalized sticky note I wrote, and I put up a bag of cases. I put candy. And I go.
So we started by doing home deliveries. Now we've delivered about 420,000 packages to 88 different countries. But if we get an order between our office and our home,
I start doing home deliveries.
So on our way home last night, we stopped. You did a home delivery.
I did.
How can we get a home delivery in Florida?
I wish someone did that.
Well, we want to take a page out of your book, and we want to do a John Meets America tour.
That's perfect, John. When I go on my tour for my new patriotic song, we're going to get you on board, and I'll be wearing your socks. How's that? I
love that.
I did order the patriotic socks so that I can wear them for my first performance for the 4th of July. So I will have those on.
Wow.
But speaking of socks, right? I had to get my favorite ones.
Which were?
And I love, because not only do you make your whole process personal, but your socks are personal because you have socks for everybody. So I couldn't help myself. The tomboy in me just came roaring out. And, I was so happy that you're sharing this message, John, because you know what?
Yeah.
This is something that has always been welcomed and allowed for men but it's really not a message that, women have been able to latch onto or share. So I couldn't help myself. So I had to get these socks. So I want to know what you think, how they look on me. But this was my favorite pair.
Whoa! It's okay to fart. You love
I'm
it.
so happy to know that it's okay to fart, John. Even being a female, I love this.
So,
and hold on, because I have to tell you something else quickly before I get in. And speaking of these socks, right? I know that you love a good dad joke. Do you love a good dad joke?
Oh, I do.
So I have a good one for you. I want to see if you know it. And it goes along with the socks. It's okay to fart. So this is my dad's favorite joke. He's going to be shining down from above today. He's not going to believe that I'm telling this on the podcast. But my dad always told a joke to anybody who would listen. He would ask, why are there only 239 beans in a can?
why are there only 239 beans in a can? Tell us.
Because one more would make them too fatty.
That's a dad joke.
And then to follow up, I couldn't help myself. I had to get these ones too, but I think it's going to be backward. What do these say?
Don't grow up. It's a trap.
Exactly.
Monique, you can add to your resume sock model.
Oh, perfect. Sign me up. I'll have you reach out to my agent. I'm all in, definitely. So, John, do you have any good dad jokes for me today?
Did you bring any jokes?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Let's hear one.
Why you have why your sock have a hole in it?
Well, why? No, I know the joke you want to tell.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Okay, I won't. Go ahead.
Why your pants a hole in it?
Why?
Because a hole in one.
Right. Why do you bring an extra pair of socks to play golf?
It was close enough. In case you get a hole in one.
So, Monique, it sounds like you know this. We do a Facebook Live show. We have a podcast too. We got to get our podcast back on the air. It's, but John tells jokes in each one, and he works hard doing his research to come up with jokes.
Oh, wait, 1 second.
Go ahead.
What underwear address?
What's the underwear address?
Yeah.
What?
Thunderwear.
Okay. I got one for you. Did you hear about the circus fire?
What about the circus fire?
It was intense. I love your jokes, John. Tell people about your podcast and about your dance cast. You do a dance party. Is that weekly?
I do a weekly dance party every Tuesday, 3 p.m.
Eastern
time.
Yes.
I follow my website at johnscrazysocks.com and check below or see all of the links. I got links for on the dance party.
So
I host it.
So Monique, you'll be able to relate to this, right? We hit 2020 and along comes the pandemic.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why you got to know what your purpose is and what your values are. When everything gets turned upside down, you need a North Star to keep steering you. So for us, the pandemic for us was very bad for business. We had to figure out, one, how to keep everybody safe. Then how do you adapt? So we do school tours. We move those online. We do a lot of speaking engagements. We move those online. We made and we make socks. We made socks to thank the frontline workers. Those raised over $50,000 for the American Nurses Foundation.
Wow.
But
Thank you.
Then you also look and say, well, what new opportunities are there? Well, if everybody's locked down, if everybody's isolated, and what's our mission?
Spreading happiness.
How do you spread happiness? What better way than hosting a dance party? So John hosts that dance party every week, and some weeks there are 10 people, some weeks there are 100 people dancing together.
And I've never seen anyone unhappy while they're dancing. That is ultimate food for the soul, right, John?
Yes.
Right? And John now does it. I used to like play DJ with him, but now John does it all by himself. You set up, you get the playlist, you set the playlist,
Yes.
You set up the camera and the microphone, you do everything.
Yeah, you.
Very cool.
Because John can do it all and manage his dad at the same time, which is absolutely incredible.
Well, someone's got to keep me in line, right? We did find, so we discovered something a few years ago. We were participating in this business accelerator program that included some classroom sessions. And John would show up early and get set up, and he would start texting me, Dad, you're going to be late. Dad, where are you? Then the class would start, and it would be, Dad, you're late. Dad, it's already started. And I would come ambling in and sit down next to him, and I might lean over to say something, and he'd go, shh, pay attention.
John, what is the penalty for tardiness?
Oh, just disapproval. That's bad. But one of the things I told him was, pal, if we were in high school together, we were not going to be friends. We go back to some of the schools he attended, and all the principals know John and they love him. And they talk about how great he was. And he says, well, Dad, were you friends with the principals at your school? I was like, well, they all knew me. It would be a chair outside the office. Mr. Cronin, what'd you do now?
But everybody loves John, and I can see why. And I'm so happy that you shared that with the audience. Everyone, you can find John and Mark at johnscrazysocks.com. You can Google John's Crazy Socks. So many great adventures and videos and so much to be garnered and learned. But you can also, share your message on your socks, because John and Mark definitely have the socks that will share any message that it is you want to share. And if they don't have the sock and the message that you want to share, I learned that they have a contest going on right now until August 1st. And you can create your own pair of socks. You can submit it. You can win some good cash, and you can win some of your socks as well that you can hand out to your friends and family members. So I suggest that you get on and you create your own pair of socks. I know our family my little one has a great idea for a great pair of socks, and I think you're going to love it. It aligns with your message. Not trying to sway any votes here.
A little politicking, huh?
Yes, of course. I got to get a plug in there. Shameless plug for my little one. When they're 9, they always want to win.
What's his name?
Oh, it's a her, actually. Her name is Eve.
Eve. And how old is Eve?
Eve is 9.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know you have to be 18 or over, so I'm going to sign off on it, but I think you're going to like this.
That's good.
So thank you for, providing that opportunity. That's really a beautiful bonding moment for families. So you're really bringing a lot of people together with what it is you're doing. You're spreading happiness. You are aligning with your message. And we are so grateful, to have your company in our country and, of course, worldwide, because your message, you have so many messages embedded, and, your spirit behind it and everything that you're sharing with our fellow men and women is much needed, more than ever at this time. So thank you so much. And thank you, John. I'm so happy that you could join me today. I am one of your biggest fans.
It's awesome.
And before I let you go, I always ask all of my guests a question, and it can be a tough question, but I think that you, of all people, are going to have a great answer, and you can come up with either both of you can have one together, or you can have separate answers. But my question is, as a country music singer, songwriter, recording artist, I always like to know, what is the one song, just one song that speaks to your heart and sums up the essence of your being?
Oh, I know, I know mine.
Go ahead. Let's hear yours.
My favorite country music, about my heart, is a windfall.
Windfall.
A windfall.
Now you're saying that. Windfall, a song by a band called Sunvolt.
Sunvolt, and
it had come out just as John was born.
And so
I kept singing it to him.
Oh, how beautiful.
May the wind take your troubles away. May the wind take your troubles away. Two hands on the wheel, both feet on the floor. May the wind take your troubles away. Yeah, we can't really.
I love that. May the wind take everyone's troubles away. That is such a great message. So is that both of your song, or do you have one independently, Mark?
I would have to pick a song. Okay. I mean, if you ask me in 20 minutes, but I'm not going to pick a Bob Dylan song. I'll pick Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line.
Oh, and the line.
Right? I really fun. Jolene, Dolly Parton.
Yes. Who doesn't love Jolene? That's one of the best country songs of all time.
Jolene. Yeah, I gotta take my best man.
Well,
Jolene.
Okay. You have a future, John. I think when you retire from Crazy Socks. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's such a gift to have all of you on Living and Loving and spreading your message of happiness. We look forward to connecting with you. Let's make that happen when we're up in the area. We're in New York very often, so we'll make sure we reach out, and we also want to send you a special gift as well. So thank you so much, everyone. Please go check out John and Mark Cronin, dynamic father and son duo, diehard entrepreneurs, sharing the message and spreading happiness. They had so many great messages today. Look for possibilities, not impossibilities. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And you know what? Let the wind take your troubles away, because ultimately, all we have is the happiness that we have within us to share with others. So keep spreading happiness, keep sharing the love, get out, live, love. Again, I'm country music singer, songwriter, Monique McCall, signing off, everyone. God bless. We'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day.
Don't miss a chance to share a smile, a chance to stay for just a little while, a second chance to change your